Memento mori, remember you must die, is a Latin phrase that has resonated throughout history, reminding individuals of the inevitability of death. Far from being a morbid or nihilistic concept, memento mori has been embraced by philosophers, artists, and spiritual leaders as a powerful tool for personal reflection, growth, and a deeper appreciation of life. Rooted in Stoic philosophy, Christian monastic traditions, and even medieval art, the reminder of mortality has long served as a means to focus the mind on what truly matters and to inspire a life lived with purpose, clarity, and intention. At its core, memento mori is about confronting the reality of death, not as something to fear, but as an undeniable aspect of the human condition. The Stoics, particularly, saw this acknowledgement of mortality as central to living a virtuous life. For them, reflecting on death was not about dwelling on the end, but about sharpening one's focus on the present. By remembering that life is finite, Stoics believed that one could better prioritize their time, relationships, and efforts, ensuring that each moment was spent in accordance with their values and goals. In this sense, memento mori is a call to live fully, knowing that the end will come, but that it is precisely this limited time that makes each moment precious. In a world where distractions abound and the pressures of daily life can cloud our sense of purpose, memento mori serves as a grounding force. It reminds us that many of the things we obsess over, career achievements, material possessions, social status, will ultimately fade into insignificance. This isn't to say that ambition or achievement are inherently meaningless, but memento mori encourages us to reflect on why we pursue the things we do. Are our actions aligned with our deeper values, or are we caught in a cycle of external validation? By regularly contemplating the fact that we won't live forever, we are encouraged to focus on what truly enriches and fulfills us, rather than getting lost in the pursuit of temporary or superficial goals. Moreover, memento mori teaches us the importance of gratitude. When we remember that life is fleeting, we are more likely to appreciate the small moments, the laughter of a friend, the beauty of a sunrise, the comfort of a quiet evening. Recognizing that these experiences are not guaranteed to last forever elevates our appreciation of them. Instead of taking life for granted, we begin to see each day as a gift, an opportunity to engage fully with the world around us. This shift in perspective can be transformative. Rather than feeling weighed down by the stresses and challenges of life, we develop a deep sense of gratitude for the time we have and the experiences we are able to enjoy. Memento mori also serves as a reminder to cultivate humility. In a world that often emphasizes individualism and personal success, the inevitability of death reminds us that we are all part of a larger human experience. No amount of wealth, fame, or power can shield us from the fact that we will, one day, die just like everyone else. This realization has the potential to break down ego-driven behaviors and help us develop a sense of humility and connection with others. Rather than striving to dominate or rise above, memento mori encourages us to recognize our shared humanity and to treat others with kindness, respect, and generosity. After all, in the end, it is not our accolades or possessions that will define us, but the relationships we build and the positive impact we have on those around us. In addition to promoting gratitude and humility, memento mori also encourages a sense of urgency. When we acknowledge that our time is limited, procrastination loses its appeal. We become more motivated to pursue our passions, resolve conflicts, and express our love and appreciation for others. The understanding that there may not always be a tomorrow propels us to act today. This sense of urgency pushes us to live intentionally, to take risks, and to pursue what truly matters to us without delay. Whether it's starting a new project, reaching out to an estranged loved one, or simply taking time to rest and reflect, memento mori reminds us that the time to act is now, not at some undefined point in the future. Yet, while memento mori encourages us to live with intention and urgency, it also teaches us to let go of the fear of death itself. Many people go through life with a deep, often unspoken, anxiety about death, which can manifest as a fear of aging, illness, or loss. This fear can limit our ability to fully engage with life, as we become preoccupied with avoiding or denying the reality of death. However, the practice of memento mori reframes death not as something to be feared, but as a natural part of life. By regularly reflecting on mortality, we can begin to demystify and accept it, freeing ourselves from the paralyzing grip of fear. The Stoics, in particular, believed that the fear of death was irrational because it distracts us from living well in the present. They argued that death is simply a transition, one that we have no control over, and that worrying about it is futile. Instead, they encouraged individuals to focus on what they can control, how they live their lives up until that inevitable moment. By embracing memento mori, we can develop a sense of peace and acceptance regarding death, knowing that while we cannot avoid it, we can ensure that we live with purpose, fulfillment, and integrity in the time we have. Furthermore, Memento Mori can offer comfort in times of loss. When we lose someone close to us, the pain of their absence can be overwhelming. Yet, the philosophy of Memento Mori reminds us that death is a natural part of life, and that while our time with loved ones is finite, it is also precious. By reflecting on the impermanence of life, we can find solace in the memories we shared with those who have passed, appreciating the time we had with them rather than focusing solely on the loss. This perspective doesn't diminish the grief of losing someone, but it can help to contextualize it, allowing us to honor their memory by living our own lives fully and with gratitude. In the realm of art and culture, Memento Mori has historically found expression in paintings, sculptures, and literature, particularly during the medieval and Renaissance periods. Artists would often incorporate skulls, hourglasses, or wilting flowers into their works as visual reminders of life's impermanence. These images were designed to prompt reflection on mortality and to encourage viewers to live virtuous, meaningful lives in the face of death. In this way, Memento Mori became a cultural touchstone, a reminder that art, like life, is transient, and that its beauty lies in its impermanence. In modern times, the concept of Memento Mori may not be as overtly present in our daily lives, yet its relevance is arguably more important than ever. In a world that often prioritizes speed, productivity, and material success, Memento Mori serves as a counterbalance, urging us to slow down, reflect, and consider what truly matters. It encourages us to question the way we spend our time, the things we prioritize, and the legacy we wish to leave behind. In doing so, it offers a path to a more intentional, purposeful, and fulfilling life. Memento Mori is not a dark or fatalistic concept, but a profound and life-affirming reminder of our mortality. By reflecting on the inevitability of death, we are encouraged to live with greater purpose, gratitude, humility, and urgency. It teaches us to focus on what truly matters, to let go of superficial concerns, and to embrace the present moment with open-heartedness and intention. Far from diminishing the value of life, Memento Mori enhances it, reminding us that it is precisely because life is finite that it is so precious. Memento Mori also serves as a powerful antidote to the modern obsession with control. In today's world, we are often led to believe that with enough planning, discipline, and effort, we can exert control over every aspect of our lives, our careers, health, relationships, and even the passage of time. This illusion of control can lead to immense frustration and anxiety when things inevitably fall outside our grasp. However, Memento Mori reminds us that no matter how much we prepare or how many precautions we take, death is the ultimate certainty that we cannot escape or influence. This realization can be liberating. By accepting that some things, including our mortality, are beyond our control, we can stop wasting energy on futile attempts to avoid or postpone the inevitable. Instead, we can focus on what we can control, our actions, decisions, and responses to the circumstances life presents. This shift in mindset fosters a sense of inner peace, as we no longer feel the need to fight against the natural flow of life. We come to understand that while we cannot control the length of our life, we can control its quality, filling it with meaning and purpose. Moreover, Memento Mori helps us cultivate a sense of detachment from the material world. In a society that often equates success with wealth, possessions, and status, it's easy to become consumed by the pursuit of material gain. But Memento Mori challenges us to question the true value of these pursuits. When we reflect on the fact that we cannot take anything with us when we die, the significance of accumulating material wealth diminishes. This doesn't mean that we should reject financial success or comfort, but rather that we should view such achievements in their proper context. They are temporary and ultimately insignificant in the grand scheme of life. By reminding us of our mortality, Memento Mori encourages us to prioritize experiences, relationships, and the cultivation of inner virtues over material possessions. It shifts our focus from acquiring and accumulating to being and experiencing. Instead of chasing after external markers of success, we become more concerned with how we live, how we treat others, and how we spend our finite time. This reorientation can lead to a more fulfilling and contented life, as we begin to find joy not in what we have, but in who we are and how we engage with the world around us. In this way, Memento Mori also encourages us to live authentically. The awareness of death strips away the superficial layers of life and forces us to confront what truly matters to us on a personal level. When we realize that our time is limited, we are more inclined to live in accordance with our own values and desires, rather than conforming to societal expectations or the opinions of others. We become less concerned with fitting into prescribed molds of success or happiness and more interested in pursuing what brings us genuine fulfillment. For some, this might mean focusing on creative expression, for others, it might mean deepening relationships with loved ones, and for still others, it might mean dedicating time to a cause they are passionate about. Whatever the specific path, Memento Mori encourages us to live in alignment with our true selves, free from the fear of judgment or failure. After all, in the face of mortality, the opinions of others become far less significant. What remains important is whether we have lived a life that resonates with our own sense of purpose and meaning. Furthermore, Memento Mori can help us navigate periods of hardship and suffering. Life is not without its share of challenges, be they personal, financial, or emotional. In these moments, the reminder of our mortality can help us maintain perspective. While suffering is an inevitable part of the human experience, it, too, is temporary. By reflecting on the fact that our time is limited, we can develop a deeper sense of resilience in the face of adversity. We come to understand that pain, like joy, will pass, and that what remains is how we choose to respond to it. This perspective can be particularly valuable when we face existential crises or periods of despair. In these moments, Memento Mori can remind us that life, though transient, is still worth living fully. The brevity of life does not make it meaningless, rather, it gives it urgency and significance. By embracing the fleeting nature of our existence, we can find the strength to endure difficult times, knowing that they are but a chapter in the larger story of our lives. Memento Mori also deepens our relationships with others. When we reflect on the fact that both we and the people we love will one day die, we are reminded of the importance of cherishing the time we have together. This awareness encourages us to be more present, more compassionate, and more appreciative of our relationships. It pushes us to resolve conflicts, express our love, and make the most of our connections with others, knowing that the opportunity to do so will not last forever. In a world where it is easy to take relationships for granted, Memento Mori brings a sense of immediacy to our interactions with others. It reminds us that we should never leave important words unsaid or meaningful actions undone. Whether it's spending time with family, reaching out to an old friend, or showing kindness to a stranger, Memento Mori encourages us to act now, rather than assuming there will always be more time. This deepens our human connections and enriches our emotional lives, as we become more intentional in how we relate to those around us. In terms of leadership and personal growth, Memento Mori provides a powerful framework for self-reflection and ethical decision-making. Leaders who regularly reflect on their mortality are more likely to lead with integrity, humility, and a sense of responsibility toward others. They understand that their legacy will not be defined by the titles they held or the power they wielded, but by the impact they had on the people and communities they served. Memento Mori fosters a sense of accountability, pushing leaders to act with long-term consequences in mind and to prioritize the well-being of others over personal ambition. On a personal level, the practice of Memento Mori can catalyze meaningful self-improvement. By recognizing that our time is finite, we are prompted to reflect on our habits, behaviors, and goals. Are we living in a way that aligns with our values? Are we becoming the person we aspire to be? Memento Mori encourages us to make changes now, rather than postponing them for some distant future. It reminds us that we do not have an unlimited amount of time to become the best version of ourselves, and that the work of self-improvement is urgent and ongoing. In the context of spirituality, Memento Mori has long been a central theme in many religious and philosophical traditions. Whether in the Christian concept of preparing for the afterlife, the Buddhist reflection on impermanence, or the Stoic practice of accepting death as a natural part of existence, the reminder of mortality has been used to inspire deeper spiritual awareness and connection. For many, Memento Mori serves as a reminder to live in accordance with their spiritual beliefs, to seek inner peace, and to cultivate a sense of harmony with the world around them. Ultimately, Memento Mori is a profound and life-affirming practice that challenges us to confront the reality of death in order to live more fully. Memento Mori also has profound implications for how we approach time itself. In modern society, where people are often obsessed with productivity, efficiency, and the constant pursuit of the next goal, it's easy to lose sight of the present moment. We rush through our days, focused on deadlines, ambitions, or future milestones, often at the expense of appreciating the here and now. Memento Mori challenges this mindset by reminding us that time is our most precious and finite resource. Every moment that passes is one we will never get back, and each day we are alive brings us one step closer to our inevitable end. This awareness brings the present moment into sharp focus. When we internalize the fact that we are mortal, we become more mindful of how we spend our time, making conscious decisions about where our attention and energy are directed. Rather than mindlessly rushing from task to task, we begin to savor the present, understanding that it is the only time we truly have. This mindfulness can transform mundane activities, whether it's sharing a meal with loved ones, taking a walk, or simply sitting quietly, into meaningful, intentional experiences. By living in the present, we fully engage with life, rather than allowing it to slip by unnoticed as we chase after future goals. Memento Mori also encourages us to reevaluate our relationship with time in a broader sense. In our efforts to maximize time, we often fall into the trap of thinking that busyness equates to productivity or success. However, the constant pressure to be busy can lead to burnout, stress, and a sense of disconnection from what truly matters to us. When we remember that our time on Earth is limited, we are prompted to ask ourselves whether we are spending it wisely. Are we filling our days with activities that bring us joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? Or are we simply filling our time in order to feel productive, without considering whether those activities align with our deeper values? By reflecting on our mortality, we are more likely to prioritize quality over quantity when it comes to how we spend our time. We become more selective about the commitments we take on, the goals we pursue, and the relationships we invest in. This doesn't mean that we should avoid work or responsibilities, but rather that we should seek balance, ensuring that our time is spent in ways that enrich our lives, rather than simply depleting our energy. In this way, Memento Mori is a call to live intentionally, rather than allowing ourselves to be swept along by the demands and distractions of modern life. Another powerful aspect of Memento Mori is its ability to foster courage. The fear of death is often at the root of many other fears: fear of failure, fear of change, fear of the unknown. When we are constantly trying to avoid or deny our mortality, we may become overly cautious, unwilling to take risks or step outside our comfort zones. However, by confronting the reality of death head-on, Memento Mori frees us from the paralyzing grip of fear. When we accept that death is inevitable and that it could come at any time, we are emboldened to take action, to pursue our passions, and to live authentically without being held back by fear. This courage manifests in both small and large ways. On a personal level, Memento Mori encourages us to speak our truth, to pursue creative or professional ambitions, and to make decisions that align with our values, even when those choices involve risk or uncertainty. On a broader scale, it can inspire us to take bold actions in the face of societal or global challenges, knowing that our time is limited and that we have the opportunity to make a positive impact in the world. By embracing the inevitability of death, we are no longer held captive by fear, and we can engage with life more fully and courageously. Memento Mori also fosters a sense of purpose. When we reflect on the fact that our lives will one day come to an end, we are prompted to think about what kind of legacy we want to leave behind. What do we want to be remembered for? What impact do we want to have on the people around us and on the world at large? These questions can serve as powerful motivators, pushing us to live with intention and to focus on what truly matters. Rather than getting caught up in trivial pursuits or short-term gratifications, Memento Mori encourages us to think about the long-term consequences of our actions and to strive for a life that is meaningful and impactful. For many, this sense of purpose may be found in personal relationships, being a loving partner, parent, friend, or mentor. For others, it may be found in creative endeavors, professional achievements, or contributions to their community. Whatever form it takes, Memento Mori reminds us that our time is limited and that we have the power to shape our legacy through the choices we make each day. This awareness can lead to a deeper sense of fulfillment, as we begin to live in alignment with our values and take steps toward achieving the goals that matter most to us. Importantly, Memento Mori also teaches us the value of acceptance. While reflecting on our mortality can inspire us to live with purpose and courage, it also reminds us that there are limits to what we can control. No matter how intentional or courageous we are in our actions, we cannot escape death, nor can we control the timing or circumstances of our passing. This realization encourages a sense of acceptance and surrender. Rather than fighting against the inevitable or becoming consumed by anxiety about the future, Memento Mori helps us find peace in the present, knowing that we are doing our best with the time we have. Acceptance, in this context, does not mean passivity or resignation. Rather, it means acknowledging that while we can shape our lives through our actions and decisions, we cannot guarantee specific outcomes, nor can we avoid the uncertainty and unpredictability of life. By embracing this uncertainty and accepting the limits of our control, we free ourselves from the need for perfection or certainty, allowing us to live with greater ease and openness. We come to understand that life, like death, is a process of constant change, and that true peace comes from accepting this impermanence rather than resisting it. Memento Mori is far from a grim preoccupation with death. It is a profound and life-affirming philosophy that encourages us to live with greater awareness, intention, and courage. By reminding us that our time on Earth is finite, it pushes us to make the most of each moment, to prioritize what truly matters, and to approach life with a sense of gratitude and purpose. It frees us from the fear of death, allowing us to embrace the present and pursue our goals with boldness and clarity. Ultimately, Memento Mori is not about focusing on death but about living more fully, with the understanding that it is precisely the impermanence of life that makes it so meaningful. Memento Mori, a Latin phrase meaning, remember that you will die, serves as a powerful reminder of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death. In the philosophical tradition of Stoicism, Memento Mori holds profound significance as a practice that encourages individuals to confront their mortality, appreciate the present moment, and live with greater purpose and intention. At the heart of Memento Mori is the recognition that life is fleeting and that death is a natural part of the human experience. By acknowledging the transience of life, individuals are prompted to reflect on their priorities, values, and actions. This contemplation of mortality serves as a catalyst for living a life of virtue, meaning, and significance, as Stoics believe that embracing the reality of death can lead to a deeper appreciation of life itself. In the practice of Memento Mori, individuals are encouraged to reflect on their own mortality regularly, not as a morbid exercise, but as a means of fostering gratitude, humility, and perspective. By keeping the awareness of death close at hand, individuals are reminded to live authentically, to cherish their relationships, and to pursue what truly matters to them. This practice of reflection on mortality empowers individuals to make conscious choices, set meaningful goals, and align their actions with their values and virtues. Moreover, Memento Mori serves as a powerful antidote to the distractions and trivialities of daily life. In a world consumed by materialism, status-seeking, and instant gratification, the contemplation of death offers a sobering reminder of the ultimate equalizer, that all individuals, regardless of wealth or status, are bound by the certainty of death. This realization prompts individuals to detach from superficial pursuits, to focus on what is truly meaningful and enduring, and to live with a sense of purpose and integrity. In essence, Memento Mori is a profound philosophical practice that invites individuals to confront their mortality, embrace the impermanence of life, and live with a sense of urgency and authenticity. By integrating the practice of Memento Mori into their daily lives, individuals can cultivate a deeper appreciation for the present moment, a clearer sense of purpose, and a greater alignment with their values and virtues. In the realm of Stoicism, Memento Mori stands as a potent reminder of the fragility of life and the imperative to live with mindfulness, gratitude, and a steadfast commitment to what truly matters.